My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Elden Ring. Alright, buddy. I know you've got some stuff that we need to get from you. Wait, weren't you? Now looking at our purchases from Kate here, there's the Flask of Wondrous Physic and the Note for the Waypoint Ruins. Both of those I'm kind of interested in, but I definitely know I need to get this crafting kit. Do I have anything in my inventory that I could just pop for those? I did pick up that early golden rune. Yes, the golden rune number 5. 1600. Not half bad. Worth at least expanding my options here. Let's get the crafting kit. Chain gauntlet. No. Crafting repertoire expansion does seem like a good idea. Missionary cookbook. I also may just want to expend as much of my liquid rune here as possible to make sure that I don't just happen to sacrifice it to someone down the road. I don't know. Yeah, this seems like a situation that might arise. Let's get the note for the Flask of the Wondrous Physic. And I'm going to go with the Missionary's Cookbook first. If you have a crafting kit, you can make various items from materials you find, select item crafting from the main menu, and make items. You can learn more by finding more cookbooks. You'll need cracked pots or other containers to craft certain items. You'll not be able to make more of those items until you have those containers. Container items will run out with use, but the containers themselves will remain. Right, so that's our cracked pots here. So this is a capacity for certain kinds of items. As soon as they introduce a crafting system into this game, as well as the ability to get loot from the environment as well as from enemies, immediately I'm thinking about, okay, well, what's your limit on this, right? Because if you're not limiting my inventory size, how are you limiting the propensity that players have to do, collect absolutely everything and never use anything? Or alternatively, just create a ridiculous amount of the one particularly meta, I guess, kind of item, and then just spam it for the entire game. Seems like a good control for that. I could also have a look at selling some of my stuff, if any of this comes to mind. Beast liver. Yeah, no, these are just all crafting materials, which should probably hold on to. A smithing stone reinforces armaments up to +3. So here's our shard system. Strengthens ashes to +1. What's ashes? Ashes of war. Okay, so it's probably got to be an item that's filled in one of those slots. Not that we see those so far. Nothing I really need to see about the battle axe or any of my kind of gear I'm holding at the moment. All right, let's bounce out of this. No. Let's run away. So the light is telling me to go over in that direction. I'm going to follow that for a little bit of time here, going off of the beaten path for anything that I see that looks particularly fancy. But again, as per the thing I mentioned in the first episode, I'm going to try and make sure that I don't stick to my usual proclivity to do exactly what I described a normal errant player possibly doing. Trying to collect infinite things that are unneeded. Wow. Wait, hang on. Half? Is that going to knock you only half over? No? Ah, damn it. Not like it's going to be a problem at all. It's not fighting back. Honestly, I should probably just two-hand then. Get him. A turtle neck meat. Actually, that does bring to mind, there is no inventory limiting, right? I mean, not that I can see so far. Gold-tinged excrement. Again, that's probably going to be a crafting item. Not going to run over to check, though. Got some melons over here that appear to be breathing. I don't like how they look. I do not like anything about how they look. They put me in mind of the swamp in Irithyll in Dark Souls 3. Uh-oh. Oh, is this like I've annoyed a cuckoo and now I've got to deal with the entire horde of them at the same time? I feel like I should probably get a shield out here. Or maybe just run. Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor, but sometimes valor's the better part of valor as well. So, hey, come back here. Yeah, no. No direct attacks on me. All right. I think what's being underscored here is I am going to have some requirement for ranged weaponry. For damage, ranged people. This is not where we were being led. It was there. There we go. I remember when I played Dark Souls for the first time, I thought it was very strange that you couldn't jump. Or at least, you know, let's be clear. You couldn't jump in a kind of normal-ish fashion, like you were committed to a kind of arc after starting your leap. It always just felt like a real limitation that I really didn't see lifted until Sekiro. Honestly, it does feel like while playing this game, you can start seeing all of the lessons they've learned, that is FromSoft, over the course of the games they've made. I've alluded to it in the description down below, but the Soulsbourneiring series is, or genre rather, is going to need a series name soon. A genre name, sorry. Lest the genre name have to be comprised of every IP that FromSoft ever makes. Which I just think is not particularly tenable. You're gonna have to update websites way too consistently. It's just not gonna work. I would be fine with it being Souls-like, to be entirely frank. I mean, it's worth noting, adventure game as a genre is games in the style of adventure. Specifically, the game adventure. And obviously, roguelike, like Rogue. I'm not going to be too pedantic about that if it works. Ah, proper death. Returning to the Elden Tree. Have patience until the time comes. And then some other text after that I didn't read fast enough because that kind of a voice feels like it needs a lumbering gate. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I should have trusted my instincts that was going to occur to us and walked around the corner with caution. But also, if you don't give a Souls game the opportunity to Souls game you, what are you really doing? What's going on here, bud? Speaking of, is there anything going on here, buds? No? Just a shiny at the end of the hall to bait me in? Yeah, that's Souls, baby. Or the Soulsbourneiring. Someone's got to name it. Grave Glovewood, as well as this is a summoning pool. What? Ah, right. Brings all of the sigils in the area. I've specifically gone into offline mode, and I'll be entirely honest with you. The reason I've done it is because I can't look at any of the messages on the ground without the screen just saying try finger butthole, which I do, like, you know. Not every message has to say that, but they do. Everyone. You can send messages across realms with this incredible magical artifact. I'm gonna tell him there's a skeleton that needs to try harder here. I actually do like skeleton try harder. I don't mean to pillory that joke. That's a very wholesome, like, don't give up, skeleton. Those ones, oh, absolutely all on board. Don't grab any of that. At least I don't think. And I'm not gonna attack every wall. Okay, never mind. It's not coming down here. So again, looks like an alcove to dive into. Whoa! Why? Absolutely. They can come from the roof. I should have expected it. I should have listened out for it. I should have checked myself before I wrecked myself. I should have done many different things in that scenario, and none of them were. But if I keep saying to myself, I should have done, eventually next time I encounter such a scenario, I will hear my own voice in my head. I will remember what I should have done. Whoop. I should have started running faster. Hey, see? Hang on. It's totally possible they would have released an enemy from down above or something like that. Gonna keep my ears open for a second. Ah, of course. They can get through the roof. I knew it the entire... I deserve everything I got and more. But now, you see, now we know better. I'm not gonna go into that dungeon. No, I'm kidding. Of course. I spent probably 10, let's be real, minutes in the first episode trying to repeatedly do a thing that was very clearly meant to kill early players who tried to do the thing. Of course I'm going to continue. Why not continue when can continue instead? Ooh, I get a little bit of frame dropping when I look up there. Which is very strange, because the rest of the time this has been on a stable 60 for me. Ever since the first episode, when I went away and for you know, particularly PC savvy builders and stuff like that, you may want to not listen to this moment because it's not safe for PC enthusiasts. You know that whole new PC I built last year? Yeah, turns out the RAM was DDR4 3600 megahertz, and I was running it at 2333 because I hadn't enabled the extreme memory profile, but I couldn't enable that because it crashed. Look, this is not relevant to most of you at this point. I realized I was stopped. I had a very new CPU and it couldn't run my RAM at its anyway. It's working now. Everything's better. In that way, Elden Ring weirdly increased the performance of every other game on my PC. If you think about it in terms of Elden Ring made me aware of the fact my RAM wasn't correctly working, and then I fixed that, Elden Ring improved the performance of all of my PC applications. Which is good, because that's a little bit of an offset to what it's currently doing for most people at the moment. Hey-oh! Big Slam. Excuse me, speaking of Big Slam, they are all just hanging out in here. I bait one out at a time. And the central object in the room, the one what I was going to use to murder them all with, is gone. No. It doesn't at the moment. Just want to see if there's any further ones up. It's like, I didn't need to do anything here. Like, I collected the item. I got my souls back. You know what? Sometimes discretion is the better part, or discretion is the better part of valor. Hang on. Now, I don't feel like I'm missing it, like I'm betrayed in not having it yet, but I do really want to start seeing some armor sets to do a little fashion souls. I'm fine running this weapon for a while, but the shirt, great. The helmet? Honestly, actually, it's mainly the helmet in this set that I don't like at the moment. I may just take it off. Yeah, I told you. I knew it was there. I've correctly anticipated and avoided it. I've learnt my lesson. Uh-oh. How did it get around the forked hatchet? All right, forked hatchet. That's got to be a dex weapon, right? Just looking at it, it's too light. It's too light. It doesn't require strong. Get that material and then dash back in case that was a trigger for another spawn. I'm going to interrogate every room from now on. Summoning spirits. With the spirit calling bell, you can use ashes to summon various spirits. Summoning typically costs FP. You can only summon one type of spirit at a time. You cannot summon spirits during multiplayer. Wandering noble ashes. I see. So those are going to be our ashes of war, which we can upgrade with the the gloveworts, the grave gloveworts that we found the entire way across it. I have to say, I am very much put in mind of... Oh, actually, I can just drop down onto that... a whole hidden level. Amazing places for us to see. I don't know the actual lyrics of A Whole New World. Otherwise, I would have continued to riff on them. I do apologize. Anyone else's last Disney film, Moana? I don't know if it's just that I'm out of the age bracket now, or if I'm just too cynical about Disney as, you know, a company. But I finally found myself outside of the zeitgeist. Like, every single time with respect to Disney films, let's be clear, I've been outside of the zeitgeist with respect to most else for much more time. But, like, you could tell me, oh, I just went and watched Disney's Brimbo, and I'd be like, oh, okay, what was that? Like, I never hear about any of them. I guess I've well selected the bubble that I'm occupying. Somewhere, a heavy door has opened. Heavy door. I just realized that is not a reference to anything. Saying heavy door like that. It is a reference to a thing that my partner and I say to one another, specifically because in Pokemon Legends Arceus, if you catch a big Pokemon, it's a heavy specimen of that Pokemon, heavy specimen. And then anytime Pika or I see a big dog, we'll turn to the other Pokemon, heavy specimen. Yeah. That's just what's up. They're heavy specimens from now on. Hello. Erdtree Burial Watchdog. Okay, let's get some shield for myself. Ah, you're doing some slams. Alright. Ground pound after that. As soon as that hits the ground, that attack is going to be very, very devastating to our stamina. Sorry, stamina. Our poise or endurance. Okay, can't roll through that one, or if I can, it's not on that timing. I should really consider using a guard block when I'm not. I have forgotten how to get the guard block off. And I know you can't pause in this game, so I can't check the items right now. Yeah. Okay. If the sword is ever on the ground for a significant period of time being literally not just bouncing off the ground immediately, roll. Roll away. I don't need to roll around because, again, I'd have to find the right timing. Which, I mean, it's just gonna be easier not to do. To be off with you, bro. Gonna be easier not to. Make our way back up. Hang on. Make our way back down. I am not good at mentally mapping spaces. I try really hard. I'll tell you that much. I do not have a spatial relationship brain in that fashion. I can see spatial relationship on like a layout. Like that. Like, you know, I do the layouts of all of my own thumbnails and stuff like that. I can get a sense for, you know, balance of positive and negative space and stuff like that. 2 hit. That's what I get for talking. But not any other thing, which is going to become more apparent as we go on. I will say this extends to the degree I cannot tell left from right unless I am holding both fingers out with an extended index and then a perpendicular thumb, and then I look at the hand, I guess with its back to me, I look which of them spells an L. I'm more than fine with that coping strategy for that one, but that is more an example I am attempting to give you for, hey, directions are gonna be tough. You know when people take like a day trip or a road trip and they say, oh, we're just going up to California or whatever. I never know the direction of the location that we are ultimately going towards. And as a result, I always say just going up to, which unfortunately, a large amount of the time has been incorrect. And people have been very quick to note it. I mean, look, if I'm not in charge of hiking or driving there, like, it's fine if I don't know if it's up or down. Right? I think. I didn't check out the whole guard break thing that I meant to do. Oh, double spin! I did manage to roll through the first one perfectly. Double spin! Okay, that thrust is actually really short range, and that's good to know. Although it may have just been interrupted. Oops. Yeah, I can't afford to take a second big swing there. Oh, that quick movement. Okay, so when they are erect, I do want to get as far away as possible. Yeah, that was a bad one. I knew I was rolling early as soon as I did it. I mean, you know what? I think it's time for me to block it more. Well, maybe it might have been time for me to block that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look. We were all aware that there was going to be a period of de-rustifying. I don't happen to have any steel wool. I haven't galvanized my surface. I have gathered some iron oxide, is what I'm saying. We're gonna have to kick the tires. I'm a car in this scenario. Sorry, I should have mentioned that at the very top. Beep, beep, car. We're gonna have to kick the tires and see that rust fall off. But once it does, baby, Grease Lightning is a glorious engine. Nice try. That was a bit of an early roll for my estimation, actually, but okay. I basically have to be entirely behind until it's not a punish, but even then, if they're turning very quickly, maybe they have a different turn speed at the start and end of it. Why? I knew that it was going to hit there as well, and I was just like, well, I could stand there. Catch. That was a bad roll. Way too early as that as well. Yeah, both of those rolls were only really helped by the fact that I was rolling ultimately away from the enemy at the very end. Roll's not guaranteed to happen. Yeah, it totally changes its speed at the end there. Attempts to catch you if you're doing a circle like I was. Honestly, often that is, I find, quite a useful way to approach thinking about the boss patterns, is what is this attack meant to punish? That was dumb on my part. Also, I'm still not using the guard counter. Perhaps. Remember how you identified that was a specifically good idea? Maybe next life. Huh. That's bad. And now I don't have any more. And do I go? Oh. Alright, buddy. No! As soon as I saw it linger on the ground, but a moment longer than a bouncy ball might, I knew what was coming my way. All right. Practice time is over. It's now time to defeat the boss. With all of the learning and understanding and practice that we've accumulated over the course of the last, I'm gonna say 2 fights. 2 fights? Okay, we all agree. Actually, 1. Actually, you know what? This is the first time I've seen him. Oh, Erdtree Burial Watchdog. I wonder what you... Oh, okay, that's a thrust attack. I wonder if you breathe fire. Ah, spinning attack. Good thing I knew that was... Oh, that wasn't even on the ground that time. I mean, I'm not familiar with your attack pattern. Rude. Too early to roll on my part. Oh, I forgot about the guard counter thing again, didn't I? Yeah, I totally did. No? No, you don't need to do that, though. Like, you are technically allowed. But I think it'd be fun and sexy and cool and nice and smart and being friendly if you didn't. Was that a Hollywood Handbook reference? I don't know. Probably not. I don't even know what that program is. Roll. Woo! Get him. Let's be clear. This clearly isn't a very difficult boss, right? It has quite a limited moveset. It doesn't seem to have a second health bar. It doesn't seem to have any kind of like bestial revelation at some point. No big second phase I have to worry about. It's available here optionally relatively early on in the game. Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. Stay away. All right, first boss of the no-hit run done. Noble Sorcerer Ashes. Might be a little bit more interesting than those royals or whatever the heck they were called. Return to entrance. Ah, I was wondering how like a Souls formula would deal with the like untraversal of a dungeon. Like if they are going to have dungeon instances, Dark Souls is usually meant to go through in one direction. How are they going to deal with it? Just warp out. I think it's a fine solution. Spirits you've summoned from ashes are made more powerful by a spirit tuner. You'll need glove wit to upgrade spirits. Well, let's have a wee look-see. Item crafting menu, make various items, blah, blah, blah. Mushrooms. Oh, right, so it's the pots that you're creating using the pots. That makes sense. Bone dart. Fell calling finger remedy. Rainbow stones to serve as a guide. On horseback. Feed to torrent to restore HP. Don't have horseback just yet. Oh, I'm in the item crafting menu, not the inventory. Oops. So it was a noble sorcerer spirit or wandering noble spirits. I'm usually getting all up in there myself, so maybe this one instead. I don't immediately understand how to use them. There might be some sort of a technique. Let's get down in the grass. Maybe they are like spells and only usable with specific implements as well. No clue. Okay, okay. We're playing a stealth game now. I see, I see. And you're trying to play a stealth game as well, I see. Clever. That one got aroused. This one appears to know where I am. What? You almost got me with that, bud. All right, I'm out of here. Nice. I'm absolutely going to die before I get back to a site of place of rests. Right? Site of place of graceful rest. Pretty sure it's called. A rune fragment. Ah, looks like those are collectible here on, yes, ruins that appear to have fragmented. No clue where they came from, though. Just where I can find them. All right. Let's go back to this guy. I've got a decent amount of runes. I'd like to spend them on your finest non-consumables, please. Memorize spell. With memorize spell menu, you can memorize sorceries and incantations. You must have a staff equipped to cast sorceries or a sacred seal. Casting sorceries and incantations consumes FP. Your memory slots determine the number of sorceries and incantations you memorize. You can increase your memory slots by obtaining a memory stone. I'll tell you, that doesn't look like... Wait, is that Ashes of War? Support sorceries, incantations, sorceries? No? Okay, no, the Ashes of War are a completely different thing. That appeared to be available wholesale.
Wait,
yeah, but...
Weren't you...
Well,
you're back.
Weren't I what? I am back, if that's what you're asking. But that was not the order in which you put those in the sentence, so I am confused. Let's take the nomadic cookbooks as well as the waypoint ruins. And I'm going to just quickly relearn a couple things about the game. Map menu. With the map menu, you can check your current position, the terrain, buildings, and the surrounding area. You can also freely place beacons of light that serve as landmarks as you explore. Lastly, through your map, you can select any site of grace that you've discovered and travel there instantaneously. However, there's some dungeons and areas where it can't be done. I've probably read that one before and it's just happened to appear again. That's not the menu I'm looking for. Oh, no. Okay. Take the waypoint away. There we go. Inventory. I am looking for a crafting kit, which I can't... Hang on. I craft from item crafting. Okay, yeah, I just want to see what my additional items are now. Invigorating cured and white cured meat. Temporarily boosts robustness. A glowstone emits a faint light from the location which it is placed in. Bone bolts. I'm gonna fire some bone bolts. And none of it immediately appeals. But honestly, I do just want to collect it all, so it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, you can equip these. Okay, let's equip the Noble Sorcerer. Right, I equipped that to the left of the pouch. Okay, how's this gonna work? No, it hasn't. So what is this pouch over here? They're all things that I appear to have. And one of them already by default had the Memory of Grace involved. Oh, wow. Actually, hang on. I didn't even look at this. My equip load is 21.3 out of 51.4, which is a medium load. I am absolutely going to take some clothes off here. It's getting heavy here, so take off all my helmet. I am getting so heavy, I gotta take my helmet off. Yep. Excuse me. Oh! No, wait, yeah, no, it doesn't count against my equipment load if it's unequipped. Okay, cool. It looked like it still did. Okay, what if I take my shield off? There we go. Oh, this is the character I wanted to be. Hell yeah, bud. Oh, look at that speed. That's what we were missing. And also, come on. The hair is much better than the helm. Very happy to have that back. Okay. Still haven't learned anything about the pouch over here or the ashes, but I'll continue moving on. It will be elucidated to me at some point, I imagine. A noble knight attempting to make their way. Okay. I was thinking for a second, maybe this is a mini boss, but as soon as there was another one in the distance, not anymore. Also, this looks to be the same model of an archer that I saw in the tutorial area, which I probably should have recognized at the time. Their patrol route does seem to be quite short. I am worried he's going to turn around immediately before I backstab him, but here we go. right then. Mischief managed. I do just want to slowly make my way through the area. Ooh. I see. I'll be taking this. There remains a kukri and some bolts. Let's immediately have a look at those. The forked hatchet, yeah, requires more decks than I have access to. Wait, and how? Oh, kukris are they're a consumable item in this game. I always forget about that. When I say this game, and I keep doing this, but this series, this game, this genre, I am constantly accidentally saying one when I mean another. I'm trying to be specific, but I mean, they do overlap in a lot of places. Should be two-handing this, though, if I am going to be running around wild style. Ah. Groveside Cave. We'll pop up in this place of rest. Rest at this place of rest. And then play the rest after this place of rest. Excuse me. Extremely dark. I feel vulnerable. Yes, they've lured me into a false sense of security there by not killing me in the first dark area, but you know they will in the next one. I wonder if that barrel has explosives in. It's pretty typical to, you know, can I push it? No. Okay, if it had explosives in, maybe I'll be able to push it with my bod. I mean, as much as I want to just leave the area, allow the wolf horde to maintain domain. Nope. I like treasure. Why did you have to hear me? That's not good. Yeah. Well, at least they are weak. And they don't appear to have as crazy a frenzy state. That looks like a purple item in the bottom there as well. Oh, yeah, I wasn't ready for another wolf. Got him. All right, bud. Look, let me just push you out of your misery. I'm sorry. Crackpot. Heyo. Okay, so non-consumable items, unique items, appear to be revealed with that fashion. Oh no. Don't worry, bud. I'll make it quick. Thank you for your thin bones and your glowstones and your cave moss. I tried. I couldn't find anything that ended in os. Golden rune again. Nice. Though, really seems quite little to be featured in the way that it was. Up here? Up here? No? Nah. Thought I was being clever, but I'd already been through the area. Alright. Told ya. First one, this one is just to make you wary. Second one's the one that killed. Never mind. There's a boss wall at the end. Alright, boss time. Oh, before the boss, let me very quickly. Turn that back off. I'm looking for inventory. mysteries, cancellations. So it's info. There we go. I'm looking for starts breaking via guard counter. Guard counter. RT right trigger immediately after blocking an attack. Okay, and you block an attack with the right. Got it. Beastman of Faramazula. Yep. So yeah, classic opening attack right there. Alright. Pop a chug. Block a hit, and don't ever guard counter. Hey, given the set of instructions I was working off of there as I was dictating them, I did that extremely effectively. If you fail to reach your goals, simply make failure your goal and succeed. Oh. Damn. Oh, the wolves are going to be back. I have to murder them all again? I don't know if my heart's ready for that. I could try and just... Alright, I'm going to try and give it the old lion strats. I don't feel fast enough to lion strats here. Oh god, this isn't the way! That's where those are! No. 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 As long as I'm traversing the mist, I'm safe. They can't come in here. That's not allowed. My main problem there is I run out of stamina very quickly. I can roll through his attacks because a lot of them are... I mean, honestly, a lot of them kind of just telegraph extremely well. That might just be based off the fact that I've fought enemies like this before. Many times. Ah. Okay, yeah, that second swing's out on the wrong side for me. I'm gonna go with a preemptive heal here because I imagine I probably died in the next hit there. Get him! No! I didn't block it! I think I've discovered their weakness. Their poise is atrocious. If I can ever afford to land a heavy hit, they will get quite displeased. Such as... I want. I'm not trying to fish for certain attacks, but I do need him to exhaust himself. I finally did the guard counter. You're proud of me? No! I was certain he wasn't going to have a follow-up attack for that. I was certain. Now, I want to keep these episodes about 45 minutes long, and you may notice now, if your mouse happens to be interacting with the screen, we're about almost there. But we're not entirely there. I got another minute to kill that dude. Get him! You can't escape my judgment. Let's also just collect the materials while I make my way through. No need not to. Whoops. Should try to guard counter that, to be honest. Wow. I've absolutely berserked this attempt up. You know what? I'm not healing. Okay. Maybe I should have healed. Unfortunately, this very second takes us exactly over that 45, so I'm gonna get about my business and say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Elden Ring. Places up in the top left of the screen, and the YouTube recommendation is directly below it, streaming past the names of the people on the Republic Patreon supporting the channel over at HTT. But there's a link in the description. Hopefully you've been enjoying subs, and hopefully we'll see you next time. I stumbled.